be. Oh, was that right down at the base of east of Toronto?
Yes.
Yeah. I actually think I had a girlfriend that was from that area at one time. Is it nice down there?
It's beautiful. It was 14 degrees overnight.
Nice. Nice.
One moment while I fix that music.
Oh, you've got some wonderful music going on. So it's nice to see you, everybody, today. We're talking about, let's see if I can find us on Facebook here. We've been talking about food all week, and diving into all the wonderful fall food harvests that we have going on. We have, we talked about apples on Monday, and yesterday we dove into, what did we talk
Right.
about? Grapes yesterday, and all the wonderful benefits. So, if you really are interested in a lot of this, definitely check out the repeats. They're all over Facebook. Dana's got them on her Facebook page. I've got them on my Facebook page. They are on my YouTube channel as well. And you can just, check them out at any time if you like. So we're going to continue today with our food theme this week and really kind of dive into sweet potatoes. But before, and I was thinking about this like at 5:30 or 6 o'clock this morning, I wanted to just give you an update because we were talking about hormones and different supplements last week. And I showed you and I showed everybody that I was taking what's called a hormone balancing bundle, which is it has a female tonic. It had a product, a homeopathic product called Cardus, and I think there was another one. I can't think off the top of my head. I've already finished the 2 homeopathic bottles because I was taking so many drops during the day, but I'm still working on the female tonic, and my hot flashes have decreased substantially. Now, I'm not saying that exactly this is the issue. I've also been kind of working on my diet and doing some relaxation techniques and a lot of these different things, and trying to combine everything together. But this product, I mean, I woke up, that's why I say, and I woke up at 5:30 this morning thinking, I slept through the night again tonight without a hot flash, without having to get up to go for a pee. And it was just really, really amazing. So I just had to share that with you before we got into talking about potatoes.
And sweet potatoes.
And sweet potatoes, yes. So I know, for people that are gardeners, they have, I don't know, but we pulled out our potatoes early this year. I think it was at the end of August sometime we pulled them out, and we had a bit
Why?
of a bumper crop.
Why is that?
I don't know. We had actually, we put them in early and they were just coming down. And then I think we had a big animal go through the potato patch that we had, and push down all of the plants, and they were all just dying anyways. And I think Guy was kind of excited about pulling them out and having a feast of potatoes. So we just pulled them all out and we put them in our shed, and they've all, dried and sitting there nicely stored for us, waiting for us. So we had quite a bit, and we're still eating them. Not a big potato household. I usually prefer to go towards a sweet potato, but the guys, Ryan and my husband Guy, they both love the potatoes. So,
Yeah.
I roast them up and mash them and scallop them and do all these different things for them as much as possible. But potatoes are one of those things that we really kind of forget that they are just so wonderful for us. I mean, they are actually packed full of nutrients. Let's see here. I'm just going through, again, connecting with healthline.com is one of the places that I always go to, first of all, for a lot of these information tutorials and different things. But you get about, for a medium-sized potato, you get about 4.3 grams of protein, which is amazing, 36.6 grams of carbs. And these are going to be good carbs. You're not going to want to have them all the time, because they are very starchy carbs, so they will turn to sugar quite easily. But it is, again, one of those really good carbs, getting away from, processed sugars and whatnot. There's 3.8 grams of fiber. And you know, people say you should be having oranges and all these wonderful citrus fruits for your vitamin C, but potatoes are very, very high in vitamin C. So you're getting about 28% of your recommended daily um, intake with regards to a potato. Vitamin B6, which is a stress hormone, which is really wonderful. It's got 27% of your recommended daily intake. Potassium. So, you know, if you're getting a really whole potato, not fake potatoes out of the box or anything like that, you're getting a lot of potassium, you know, equal to a banana at this point. And then of course there's manganese, magnesium. So magnesium is one of those ones that you really need for slowing down that restless leg syndrome in the evenings. And magnesium is one of those ones that's going to calm us too. It's going to calm that nervous tension within us, but also what is that? What else? What am I thinking of? It gives a mild sedating properties as well too. So people that are taking magnesium supplements, you know that it has a calming effect. Or if you put Epsom salts in your bath, that's a calming effect. So it kind of gets you in that, stimulates that parasympathetic nervous system response. And phosphorus, there's some phosphorus in it too. Niacin, which is another B vitamin, and then folate, which is something that a lot of us are deficient in, and I see in a live blood all the time. But you know, potatoes are really, really great because they actually have a lot of antioxidants in them as well too. So when I say vitamin C is an antioxidant. So those antioxidants and flavonoids and carotenoids and phenolic acid, which is, you know, so wonderful for so many different properties in the body. They may help to improve blood sugar control. So this is a strictly just a potato. You're not putting a bunch of other things on your potato when they're looking at health benefits with regards to it. But potatoes contain a special type of starch known as resistant starch, and that starch does not break down and fully absorbed by the body. So this is where you have that lengthening out of the time. It's not that incredible big spike that you get with sugar, and then the low, you get that drawn out long release of the sugar and starch in your system. So it keeps the insulin levels nice and flat, as opposed to the big spikes, which you do get from table sugar and processed foods and different things like that. So again, with the added fiber, you're going to have some improved digestion. Let's see here. And they're naturally gluten-free for a lot of people that are on gluten-free or have celiac or sensitivity to gluten. And they really just fill us up quite a bit. So I'm not saying you take a large portion of potatoes. Again, you're going to have to be mindful about the types of potatoes that you take in, or the amount of that you're going to be taking in. But that's, you know, just part of the course. You just don't want to eliminate it, because it's one of these foods that is going to be so very beneficial for you too. So I just got a message actually. So
carry on though.
Yeah. Dana's going to have to say goodbye.
My client has showed up early, so
that's perfectly fine. We pivot. We got to do what we do. I'll carry on with the sweet potato next. We'll go from there.
Yes. Thank you.
See you tomorrow. So carrying on with the potato this week. Again, you know, we all know many, many different ways of making potato dishes for our families, for ourselves. And you just want to really be very mindful of the amount of extra calories you add for, say, something like a scallop potato, or when you're mashing potatoes, not using creams or lots of butters or cheeses and stuff like that. Yes, I know it makes for some incredible potatoes, but you want to really maybe be mindful. I mean, you can still get a really nice, wonderful, fluffy mashed potato by using a vegetable broth or beef broth in it. It gives it a nice flavor. You can add a product like some onions or some onion soup mix. You're going to get, there might be a little bit more salt in there, but just again, being mindful of that, and, you know, adding different things like that into your mashed potatoes is in a wonderful way. And I mean, Google recipes for potatoes, because you're going to find a ton of them. So the whole point of potatoes for this is just not to give up on the potatoes. I know a lot of diet plans or whatever really kind of stay away from potatoes, but it's not a matter of restriction. I, as a nutritionist, and I know Dana feels the same way about this, is when we look at eating foods and we look at, certain foods in our eating way of eating on our diet, we don't want to impose any kind of restrictions. That restrictive mentality is something that really ends up stressing us out more, and it really can cause a lot of problems, especially if you're looking at trying to lose weight. So if you're trying to lose weight and you think, well, I can never have potatoes, it's a bad thing for me, and this whole mentality actually causes you a little bit of stress. And stress alone, I think, is one of the biggest culprits that we have for hanging on to weight, or actually even gaining weight, depending upon what you're eating. So if you're really, really trying to eat healthy and you're stressing out about it and you're counting calories and you're making sure that you don't have this and that bad food is never allowed and this and that, and you're always kind of jumping on the scale and doing all these things, this is not always healthy mentality, healthy workings within. And it causes, like I said, a lot of stress. And that stress alone, that increased cortisol, really does wreak havoc on your metabolism and can cause a lot of issues with regards to you trying to lose weight. And it's a vicious cycle, because then you realize that you're not losing more weight, or you've plateaued, or you've actually gained some weight and you don't understand because you've been eating salads for 6 weeks and you should have lost a little bit of weight. I know I've had clients, and I've read, of other people actually experiencing this, that they will, go on a 6-month, detox or a fast or a program of some kind, only to have lost like 1 pound. But at the same time, the incredible stress that they've put their body under because of the lack of nutrients, or the lack of sugar, the lack of carbs or proteins or fats or whatever, has really been more detrimental than actually staying where you're at with the weight that you have at that time. So it's really very much a matter of being very consistently with your blood sugars, not stressing so much about it, but being mindful. And it really does come down to that mindfulness and understanding that, and being okay with, okay, well, I had a dinner out, I had nachos and cheese, and maybe next time making a better choice, or not being stressed out about having that, but, getting back with your next meal, not waiting till the beginning of the month, or beginning till Monday, or beginning, having that gateway kind of mentality of that's when I'm going to start again, but also just beginning with your next meal. So yeah, you had some, pizza and beer on the weekend as a nice treat. That probably did a lot of really nice things for your soul. But this time, because, if you're really trying to watch what you're eating and understanding that probably pizza and beer is not the best thing for you, next time perhaps make some better choices, but understand that, you have to look at the big picture, especially when you're choosing your foods and understanding new ways of how your body reacts to the food. So now I'm going to talk about, let's see here, I'm going to stay on the same website. I really, really like this Healthline. It's healthline.com. If you guys ever want to have any kind of, okay, it's giving me a hard time. Any place to, redo research, or, get some great information. So I'm just gonna, let's see here. Sweet potatoes, it's really funny. I've never planted sweet potato. I've never tried to make it in my garden, but I know that, they're obviously coming up in this time of year. Um, I plant, what is it, the sweet potato vine in my flower pots, thinking, oh, it's just a beautiful vine. It drapes down nicely. It goes, you got all these different colors. And I was cleaning out my pots the other day, and it actually, um, I had this really big tuber in there, and I was thinking, oh, what the hell is this? And I realized that was obviously the sweet potato that was in there. Now, I didn't keep it because I'm not quite sure if it was edible or not. It probably was, but I didn't want to take a chance. So I just sort of cut it up and put it in my compost. But sweet potatoes, these are the nice alternative if you really are, really still kind of scared about potatoes, because I know it's been kind of pushed into our brain or our mindset that we want to stay away from potatoes. But if you are still kind of staying away from potatoes and you really want to go towards something more healthy, try a sweet potato, because they are powerhouses of nutrients. First of all, so a baked sweet potato, and you want to always try to keep the skin on it, because the skin's going to provide a lot of extra fiber and extra nutrients. You're actually going to get a little bit more carbs in a sweet potato, especially like a medium or a baked sweet potato, which is about a cup worth of sweet potato. And you're going to be getting about 41.4 grams. But I don't want you to, I don't want that to scare you. Many good, wonderful properties within those carbs. And again, it's that whole balancing of the blood sugar that we were talking about. It's a different kind of sweetness and a different kind of carb that will sustain over the long period of time. It won't spike your blood sugars. Let's see here. 4 grams of protein, 6.6 grams of fiber, which is an amazing, again, that wonderful fiber that we need for our gut health. Okay, so get this one. Vitamin A. There is 769% of your daily recommended value that you should be taking in of vitamin A. So one sweet potato a day is going to be an amazing, amazing property for getting your vitamin A in there. So why do we need vitamin A? Well, vitamin A is that healing vitamin. We need that for just all kinds of healing within our bodies. So even with cuts and bruises, to healing from infections, to anything that we need to be healing, it is going to be so amazing. So getting in at least, substituting out your sweet potato for your potato on a regular basis is going to be an amazing way to do things. Looking at our antioxidants. So antioxidants, vitamin A is an antioxidant as well. Vitamin C is an antioxidant. So you're looking at 65% of our daily recommended intake. Manganese, 50%. So getting a lot of manganese. And I've seen a lot of my clients within their nutritional consults have low manganese in their systems. Vitamin B6, again, is that stress hormone, stress vitamin that a lot of us are depleted on because of the simple fact that we are just so extremely stressed. Vitamin B is really quite helpful for helping us maintain our stress levels and, working with our hormones and whatnot. And then of course we've got some copper and niacin as well too. So there's a couple of different kinds of sweet potatoes. So you've got your orange ones and your purple ones, but either one is so very rich in antioxidants that really helps to help fight the free radicals. And like yesterday when we were talking about the grapes, taking in a product like Juice Plus, again, you're getting the properties of these wonderful, colorful fruits and vegetables within a capsule, because we can't always eat properly all the time. So this is kind of the next best thing to having, a sweet potato every day and getting the properties of all the wonderful things from the sweet potatoes in a capsule form for sure. And those antioxidants, what we need those antioxidants for is that for that free radical damage that's going on our bodies on a daily basis, on a minute-to-minute basis, in fact. Free radicals are the things that basically age us, and they can accumulate in very toxic forms and lead to chronic illnesses and cancer and heart disease, and especially just aging, that aches and pains, all these different things. So we need those antioxidants in our system to help get rid of those free radicals and don't allow them to take over, causing inflammation in our system and damaging our DNA, our aging process. So we want to have as much antioxidant rich foods in our life as possible. And this is again where something like, because we don't always eat as well as we should, products like Juice Plus are really, really good. So they actually promote some really good gut health as well. And because they have the fiber in them, and as well as the healing properties too. So if you're really in the process of trying to heal your gut, which I know a lot of people are, by incorporating sweet potato into your diet, you're getting so many incredible benefits, because again, you're getting the healing benefits of the vitamin A right then and there. But of course, you have that extra fiber, you have the balancing of the blood sugars, all these different things are going to be almost like really, really incredibly helpful for the gut healing. But the soluble fiber, my hair is wet, I had a shower just recently. But the soluble fiber in there alone, again, is very much viscous. It's very fibrous and viscous, and it helps to absorb water and soften the stools as well. So if you're having problems with constipation, which a lot of my clients do, or even diarrhea, it actually will balance that out on both ends. So fiber-rich diets containing 20 to 33 grams of fiber per day has been linked to lowering the risk of colon cancer and more regular bowel movements. So this is one of the, on the Healthline, this is one of the, sorry, my words are not coming, and my Dana's not here to help me. It's one of the research polls that they've done. Anyways, yeah, so antioxidants are really, really good for that. So what else here? So sweet potatoes, again, may have some cancer-fighting properties because of those antioxidants in them and those anthocyanins. So when we were talking about grapes and we were talking about other things the last couple of weeks, we've been talking a lot, that word anthocyanin has been coming up quite a bit. And remember, I think yesterday I had to give a little bit of a blur with regards to what an anthocyanin is. And essentially anthocyanin is a property, a flavonoid that gives purple sweet potatoes and purple grapes and beets and any food product that it is purplish or reddish in color, maybe not so much red, because I don't think it was red peppers, but on the purple end of things, you're going to be getting a lot of these anthocyanins. So it's basically just a property that helps to color the vegetables and the fruits. And one of those things that is really, really important. So animal and test tube research suggests that the anthocyanins and other antioxidants found in sweet potatoes may protect against certain cancers. However, human studies are needed to follow up with that to be certain. But I mean, you're not going to go wrong by having, purple or yellow, orange sweet potatoes in your diet, unless of course you're adding a lot of other stuff to them. But another one is that it actually can be quite good for your vision as well too. So you may have recalled that Dana is working with a genetic predisposition for macular degeneration. So not saying that having a sweet potato a day is going to reverse that, but it may slow the degenerative process of that by incorporating so many of those antioxidants that are going to be responsible for keeping healing and keeping her eyesight as as optimal as needed. So beta carotene, which is your vitamin A, is used to form light detecting receptors within the eye as well too. So you may find this within a carrot because it's the same kind of color, but carrots, we all know the old adage that carrots are good for your eyes, and this is what and the reasoning behind that. So okay, sorry, I'm just reading here. It says, severe vitamin A deficiency is a concern in developing countries and can lead to a special type of blindness known as xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia. Dana and I have no ability to translate words. Anyways, eating a rich foods in beta carotene, such as orange flesh, sweet potatoes, can actually, help to prevent this condition as well too. It says that sweet potatoes may actually enhance brain function, but again, this is something that they found works with animal studies, and that's, we just throw these studies onto animals all the time. But again, it's those anthocyanins that can actually help protect and reduce inflammation and preventing free radical damage. So when we talk about inflammation in the body, and of course Dana's not here for this, and she's the expert when it comes to this, but inflammation in the body can happen anywhere. And a lot of times we forget that inflammation can happen in the brain, and because it is made up of the same stuff as the rest of our body. And when we have ongoing onslaught of inflammation problems within our brain, which end up showing up as potentially dementia and Alzheimer's and different things like that as we age, that forgetfulness that we are going through. This is a result of chronic inflammation in our system over a long period of time. So always trying to look at ways that we can reduce the inflammation in our bodies by taking in really wonderful, incredible antioxidant type foods. And again, going back to the Juice Plus, this is, I'm 53 years old too, and I, haven't had the best of, diet throughout my whole life, but taking in a lot of antioxidant type foods, as well as the added bonus of the Juice Plus, which is all antioxidants. It's going to be, hopefully, do me some good in the end. We'll see. We'll catch you back there in 20 years and see if I can, how I'm doing. So we're coming into this time of year right now where normally it would have been cold and flu season. We, seem to be having a very early fall situation right now. Coronavirus is still very prevalent on our forefront of our minds. You just have to go out to the local mall or grocery shopping to see how very prevalent it is. Again, I'm not going to advocate or dispel the myth or the theory or the research behind masks and gloves and all these different things. From my perspective, we have to really work on our immune system, and we have to build that up, because sometimes we're not going to have masks, or they may tell us tomorrow that masks are not needed, or you might change your mind and go towards a non-masking. These are all things and shifts that will going to happen. It's inevitable, as things do shift and happen. But from my perspective, and pretty much any nutritionist that you're going to talk to, it comes down to what you put in your body and how toxic you are. So you really want to, I laugh a little bit because I go grocery shopping and I peek into people's carts, and it's a bad habit. And I don't mean to be judgmental by any means, because I'm not perfect, but I do peek into people's grocery carts. And when I was saying that to somebody, one of my friends, they said, "Oh yes, grocery shop." What does she say? Grocery cart judgment, or grocery cart. It's not envy, but being very judgmental of somebody else's grocery cart, and it's a bad habit, I have to admit. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, it really does come down to what you put in your grocery cart. If you're putting in baked goods and pop and lots and lots of dairy products and ice creams and sugary treats and chips and really a lot of red meats. You know, you really are going to be setting yourself up for a depleted immune system. I know it's only just a short little snippet of what's going on, but if you were really concerned about your immune system and your health as a result, there would be at least some green vegetables in your cart. There would be at least some fruit in your cart. More natural products. They don't have to be, you know, from the produce aisle. They can be from the frozen section of the grocery store as well too. More beans and nuts and legumes and seeds and gluten-free products and things that aren't already made, some natural sugars. All these different things are going to really help with your immune system, and maybe in the long run help all of us, because whether we mask or not, we're all going to be more healthy as a result. So taking in some sweet potatoes with their incredible richness of beta carotene and vitamin A is going to really, really support your immune system. So again, supporting your immune system, but also helping to repair things as well too. It's key to maintaining the mucous membranes. So the stuff that you have inside your mouth, that's a mucous membrane, and that essentially goes from your mouth to your anus, and that's your digestive system, and that is all a mucous membrane. So you know, this is all going to be part of the healing process and the maintaining of a really wonderful gut. And when I say gut, it's right from the mouth to the anus. And you're going to be, you know, having that potential for, you know, when pathogens and viruses and bugs start coming in, that your body's just like, boom, grabs it and takes it and, you know, gets rid of it without you even having any kind of side effects, like a sniffle, like a fever, like, you know, a cold, vomiting, diarrhea, whatever your symptoms are for cold and flu season or coronavirus. And, you know, when you have a strengthened immune system, your body can fight it without you even having a chance to, you know, show any signs. The whole premise of a fever, you know, just a little bit of FYI, the whole premise of a fever is the body's reaction, and your body's reaction to be able to kill off the bacteria and the bugs and everything else that are in your, that have invaded you and potentially can harm you. Your body's just on the defense all the time. And when we strengthen that ability and we allow the body to really go through the process of killing off things, allowing a fever to go through its course within reason, obviously, I'm not talking about children here, but allowing a fever to run its course without suppressing it with Tylenol, it really does and helps to kill that virus or that bug or whatever that pathogen that is in your system. And by, you know, just because with the added heat, this is one of the body's defense mechanisms. And this is something that, again, something that is, you know, sometimes we think of a fever, boom, we, you know, grab the Tylenol right away. Yeah, it'll make you feel better, but in the long run, does it really? It's going to suppress that immune system. It's suppressing the body's ability to heal itself. And if you haven't heard me say it before, because I say it a lot, the body is a miraculous healing machine and can heal itself if you just give it a chance. So back to sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, what to do with them? I mean, you can poke them full of holes, throw them in the oven and roast them, and then you take them out and they're just amazing, soft, goodness, kind of fluffy wonderfulness that is, you know, wonderful for babies. You can give them, you know, when they start eating things, these one of the wonderful first baby foods that you always see. You can use it like a mashed potato, and you can eat it just like that. If you do want to add stuff to it, I mean, you could add some salt and pepper if you want, a little bit of butter. it's going to be really, really wonderful. But a lot of people nowadays go towards a sweet potato chip or sweet potato fry. They're a little bit more difficult to make on our own. They kind of have to have some added things to keep them more of a crispy thing. But there's nothing better than a sweet potato fry with some homemade banana ketchup. If you've never Google that one, because that was one of the things for my friends that have ever eaten downtown at the what's it called? The Laughing Buddha. That was one of the places I had. They had sweet potato fries with banana ketchup. I don't know if they still have it on the menu. Haven't been out for a while to see them. Probably should get out before the patio closes if it hasn't already. But sweet potato fries and banana ketchup, just amazing thing. You can, again, bake your sweet potatoes. I like to take sweet potatoes and chunk them into like thick slabs and bake them up in the like kind of a roasting, but in the circular. You can spiralize them and just give them a quick saute in the pan with a little bit of garlic, a little bit of olive oil. That's really another thing. You can add a sprinkle of chili peppers if you want, a little bit of sriracha sauce on the side mixed in, to add some goodness or some contrast to the sweetness, so the heat and sweetness. There's a seasoning that I like. What is it called? It's a sriracha seasoning. I think it's by, I don't know, it's the herb the spice companies. Anyways, it's like it was a sweet heat kind of seasoning, and I would put that on the sweet potatoes sometimes too. So again, giving the sweetness and the contrast with the heat, and a little bit of lime I think is in it too. And it really, you don't need anything more than that. It's just a wonderful snack for many or part of your side of your dinner or anything like that. You can really add it to pretty much anything. Let's see here. I actually was feeding sweet potato to my dogs for a while. I would make up a big, like a hash with some meat. I would cook it up, and I would add lentils, and sweet potatoes was one of the things I would put in there, as well as carrots. And these, again, are all healing agencies that are going to be really wonderful. I would put some olive oil in there for their coat, and, making sure that they get some good fats, and then of course some wonderful fiber and bulking with the lentils. And then of course the added properties of the nutrients that are in that as well too. So this is one of the things that I would put together for my animals as well too. So basically the bottom line for root vegetables is that any root vegetable that you're going to be looking at is going to be nutrient dense, especially the very vibrant, colorful ones. We started talking about potatoes, again, a root vegetable, but maybe not quite as nutrient dense as a sweet potato. But again, if you're really trying to get away from potatoes and you still want to have the goodness of a potato, try sweet potato, because it's going to be an amazing thing for you to try out in your meals, and just make one of those regular things for your dinners or a snack or anything like that. Even if you happen to be going out to fast food. I know that A&W has sweet potato fries as an option. Again, not the most healthy, but it's a good option. So again, just trying to take whatever it is that you know and what you feel and intuitively kind of would be good for you, and go towards that. I'm not saying restrict yourself, but just make some better choices. And again, just be mindful when you're making your potatoes. You roast them in olive oil with some rosemary or thyme, and as opposed to just throwing a ton of butter and everything on them. And you don't need salt. They have a natural saltiness to them. If you do add a salt, add some Himalayan salt. These are all different things that you can accommodate and still get the same thing, but a healthier version of it. And in the long run, it's going to do you some wonderful good things to get all those incredible antioxidants into you. And make you feel so much better and youthful. And I think one of the things that Dana said about potatoes is the fact that spiritually, or I think spiritually, emotionally, potatoes are very grounding. And you'll know that the coming from the ground, they give us that essence of the earth. I'm not going to speak too much about it because I don't know, I don't have the information in front of me, but that's maybe something that we can address tomorrow, and look at that spiritual understanding. And I mean, back in the day, that's what they had. They had meat and potatoes. Those were the things that people ate. I think it got kind of, you know, out of hand for a while there because they were really lacking a lot of vegetables. But again, coming to the other side of things now, not dismissing it as well. So I think I'll just drop it off there today. Please reach out to Dana if you are interested in, connecting with her with regards to her detox and her hormone detox. Again, all this month I've been talking about gut health. So if you have any questions or you have any concerns or some ideas or not quite sure what's going on with you, you can reach out to me as well, and we can discuss what's going on with your gut, and I can give you some suggestions. If you want to come in and have your live blood analysis done, I'm taking appointments now for what's today? Yes, I think I have an appointment tomorrow, Friday. No, today's Wednesday. On Friday, I have an appointment. And then again, next Wednesday and next Friday, appointments are open at Naturally Yours. It's a health food store. It's in the Chelmsford Bonaventure Mall. And there's lots of parking and everything else. I will leave a link below if you would like to come in and get your live blood done. It takes about an hour to go through it. We take a little drop of your blood, put it on the slide, and look at it right there, and I can give you some recommendations, and we can go from there. Let's see. We've also got, like I said, because this is gut month, we've also got our 14-day Whole Foods cleanse coming up next week. We're starting off on the 22nd, so the first day of fall. If you would like to register for that, I'm going to be leaving a link below for that as well. And just going through and doing a detox on a seasonal basis, a Whole Foods cleanse, same thing. From my perspective, just the words are interchanged. It is something that can be phenomenally and substantially incredible for your body's ability to heal itself. So we talked about earlier about the incredible, miraculous healing capabilities of the body. Something like doing a 14-day cleanse and eliminating some food groups at that time, just to give your body, but not starving you by any means. There's tons and tons of food on the program, but just taking out sugar and dairy and gluten and grains for that little bit of time, actually only a week specifically, and then transitioning and bringing those foods back into our diet over the next 7 days at the end. It gives the body the opportunity to rest and relax and just rejuvenate itself and get back into being able to do the job that it needs to do, regardless of whether you continue eating that way or not. If you go back to your old way of eating, perfect, fine. That's totally up to you. But the thing is, you've given the body that opportunity to just stop and breathe, rejuvenate itself, and give it the ability to give you a fighting chance, to boost your immune system, to protect yourself through the oncoming cold and flu season and the ongoing corona situation. So definitely something that you need to check out, and definitely something that is available for you at this point. So tomorrow, meet up with Dana and I. We're going to be trying to go live about 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. We'll see what happens. And if not, take care. We'll talk soon.